Hey, what's up guys? Mike here. Saturday, 3/21/20. This is your WOD today. All right guys, here's our warm up today. We're gonna have 3 total sets. You're gonna start off with 30 single unders with your jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, you guys can use your odd object that we're gonna be utilizing in the workout or your dumbbell regardless. You guys can have that stuff out there. And you're actually gonna do lateral hops over that weight. So with that guys, if you have that dumbbell set up, all you're gonna do is just start on one side, just hopping over 15 times as opposed to 30 jump rope. Now, with our jump rope, guys, one thing I want you guys to think about is when we set up with this, you guys can even spend some time practicing this movement, especially it's always good with the warm up, but even after a little bit before you jump into your workout. What you're gonna do though, is just make sure that when we do our jump rope, that we're thinking about keeping our elbows relatively tucked into the sides here, hands slightly out in front. We should have a little bit of bend in those arms, okay? A lot of times what we see is we tend to see the hands come too far down and out. And what that causes is it causes a lot of shoulder stress here. So again, we're just trying to stay as relaxed as possible, doing 30 single unders, and just thinking about using good technique, really utilizing the wrists instead of the arms, right? This is much more efficient than this. So something to think about as you guys go through that warm up there with the jump rope. After we get through that though, guys, we're then gonna go into 10 toe touches. We're just gonna think about being slow, controlled down, and then explosive up. So what that should look like, feet are underneath the hips. I always like to unlock my knees a little bit, push my hips back and keep my hands against my legs. As soon as I find tension, squeeze my butt and stand. So again, from the side, same thing, we unlock the knees a little bit if needed, or you can keep legs straight, either way is fine. We're just gonna push the hips back. As soon as we do, explosive up all the way to the top, okay? We're doing some hinging movements today with the dumbbell or our odd object, so again, we wanna make sure those hamstrings are nice and warmed up. From there, guys, you're gonna go to 6 lunges with a twist. Just think about, guys, the biggest thing is when we step down, we wanna think about kind of stepping out a little bit. So we're kind of walking on train tracks as opposed to a tightrope. So again, you'll notice there's a little knee out to the side, knees tracking over that foot. I like to keep my arms extended, reach across the other way. Try to avoid, guys, just kind of doing that aimless little shoulder thing right here. We want to open up that upper back and that torso, okay? So again, just making sure that as we do those, we're using that whole body to kind of shift across. After that though, guys, we're then gonna go into, 3 inchworm to cobra. So with our inchworm to cobra, what we're gonna do is feet underneath the hips again, hinging down to the feet, walking our hands down into a push-up position. As soon as we get there, we're then gonna bring ourselves through to that cobra, pressing up, and then walking our feet up to our hands, okay? With that cobra, guys, really focus on bringing the feet forward. I know that we tend to see a lot of people step up too far, or just step up entirely. So again, we're trying to get into those calves, we're trying to get into the Achilles. We've been doing a lot of running, a lot of jumping, things like that with the limited equipment we have. So it's really, really important, guys, that we take care of that stuff there. So again, we're gonna go through 3 total sets of that. The jump rope, 30 single unders, the 10 toe touches, the 6 lunges with a twist, that's total, 3 on each leg, and then the 3 inchworm to cobra, okay? So that's your warm up for today. All right, guys, so here's our workout for today. You guys are gonna have 2 6-minute AMRAPs with 2 minutes rest between the two workouts. The first one, guys, is gonna start off, you have a 6-minute AMRAP starting off with 2 dumbbell reverse lunges or odd object reverse lunges. We'll go over both those there, followed up by 20 double unders. From there, you're gonna go to 4 dumbbell or odd object reverse lunges, back to 20 double unders. So you're ascending by 2 reps every time on that, and the double unders stay consistent at 20 reps every single time, okay? So with that, guys, with our reverse lunges, the thing I wanna go over first and foremost with the dumbbell, then I'll go over to the odd object there. So for that first 6-minute AMRAP, guys, you're gonna have your dumbbell. You can set that dumbbell up in a goblet position here, however you wanna do that. Doesn't matter whatsoever. You can hold it on your shoulder. I always recommend kind of this goblet position right here. So with that though, guys, we're gonna think about just driving that foot back. Again, thinking about staying on those train tracks, chest stays nice and tall. As we do these, again, you'll notice there the knee tracks over the foot and my chest stays nice and tall as I do those, okay? So again, key points of performance there is as we drop down into that lunge, is that we're thinking about getting that back hip directly underneath us. So you can kind of see that my hip is directly over my knee. And again, that knee is driving over the foot. And then as I drive up, I'm keeping that chest nice and tall as I do so, okay? So that's gonna be for the dumbbell reverse lunge. The same concept is gonna apply for that odd object, right? So I always, again, using a backpack, I think these things are awesome for what we're doing. You guys can hold that backpack in the front rack here. Again, just going through that same concept of the reverse lunge, just driving back, keeping the chest tall, and then going through, okay? So again, just going through that for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And that will be a total amount of reps again, okay? Double unders, guys, if we do not have double unders today, we're gonna do singles. We're gonna double the amount of reps, so you're gonna do 40 each time. So just as an FYI on that. And again, just like we talked about with the warm-up, if we do not have access to a jump rope, you guys are gonna use your dumbbell or your odd object, and you're just gonna do lateral hops over that. And you're gonna do half the reps, so you do 10 on each one, guys. So again, 10 between each set of lunges that you do. Now, getting into the second exercise, guys, we have another 6-minute AMRAP, starting off with 2 dumbbell snatches. Those will be alternating. From there, you're going to do, again, 20 double unders. So 4, and then back to our double unders, so on and so forth, okay? So again, going back to that dumbbell, we're gonna have our dumbbell on the ground, really just focusing, guys, on when we set up for that dumbbell snatch, we place that dumbbell between the feet. The beauty of using a dumbbell as opposed to a barbell is this allows us to get a little bit closer, using our legs, or allowing us to use our legs a little bit more, okay? But when we set up for that dumbbell snatch, we just want to think about kind of setting our butt down, keeping that chest nice and tall. As I drive up, I'm going to explosively drive up with my legs and then finish by bringing that arm overhead. You'll notice that our bicep stays nice and close to the ear. Okay, if we're going to alternate this, we're going to bring it down. We can either bring it into the other hand and go down, or when you guys are up here like this, you can bring the dumbbell all the way down and then grab onto it with the other side, doing the same thing, okay? Either way is entirely fine, guys. If we're uncomfortable with that movement, I definitely recommend bringing it down with the same arm, resetting, and then going into the next rep, okay? Again, guys, the double unders will remain the same, so not too much to be said about that. One thing I will add to this though, guys, take this opportunity. You know, you're on your own doing this at home, spend some time maybe practicing some double unders, do a couple doubles, singles, something like that. Even if you want to utilize that in the workout, you're more than welcome to, guys. 20 double unders shouldn't take that long. So I would recommend, if you're gonna practice some dubs in the actual workout, let's make sure that as we do it, we don't spend more than about, I would say 20 seconds or so, 20 to 30 seconds on each set of that, okay? So just as an FYI on that stuff there, but that is the workout for today. Get it. All right, guys, after our workout today, we have a little bit of accessory work for you, a little finisher, get a little pump sesh going. With that, guys, you're gonna accumulate 100 ab mat sit-ups. Once we're done with the ab mat sit-ups, we're immediately gonna go into 100 dumbbell skull crushers. Once we're done with those 100 dumbbell skull crushers, you can rest as kind of needed. You may have to rest a minute, and then you're gonna go into you're gonna accumulate a 3-minute plank hold on our elbows, okay? So with that, guys, obviously most of you guys have ab mats. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. Find a soft surface to rest on and just use that, okay? So when you use the ab mat sit-ups, just make sure, guys, we're extending all the way back, reaching the arms back, coming all the way through and touching our toes each and every time, okay? Not too much to be said about that. Now with our skull crusher, some of us may not really be familiar with that, and some of us may be kind of limited on equipment, but you guys can kind of play with this. But the dumbbell skull crusher, guys, I'm just take my hat off real quick. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna lay back on the ground. Once we do that, you guys will then extend your arms up and overhead. From here, guys, you're just gonna place your hands here. You're gonna keep your arms nice and straight. So you'll notice there's really no bend in the upper arm. I'm gonna bring my elbows back. That dumbbell will come down to my head, and then I will drive up, finishing in that lockout position, okay? So again, just try to hold the dumbbell and kind of, you have to play around with that a little bit. Another option is to hold the dumbbell here as well, reaching back slightly further, and then driving up and finishing. This is gonna be kind of hard, but again, I like kind of holding it from the side here, and then again, just driving down, keeping the elbows in that same position, okay? So one big thing that we tend to see with this, guys, it's harder to kind of show that angle, is as you guys are doing this, try not to let your elbows flare out. It's really common to see those elbows flare out, so you can start to use different muscles to try to press that dumbbell up. Try to really think about keeping the elbows tucked in and really isolating those triceps as you do so. Okay, so that's going to be for the 2 movements there. Then of course we go into that elbow plank, guys. Most of us know how to do an elbow plank, but in the case we don't, you're just going to make sure we're just going to prop down. We're going to get in this position right here, elbow plank, keeping that midline nice and tight, squeezing the butt down, and really just trying to form a nice straight line with our back as we go through that. Okay, so again, the idea is there to accumulate that 3 minutes. If you can go all the way through unbroken, post it, or it didn't happen. That's going to be your finisher for today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment here. Or of course, you can respond on Members Corner as well, and we'll definitely answer any questions you guys may have. Have fun, kick butt on this, and let's go.